Well, if we're doing a special on the administrative state, maybe we should bring in someone who knows a thing or two about it. Of course, my friend Bryan Dean Wright, former CIA ops officer, also host of the podcast everyone listens to now, the President's Daily Brief, every single day. Under 20 minutes, your drive to work, get caught up on all the news, figure out what's happening, what you should think about it, and sound smarter than everyone else at the office. Bryan, the administrative state. First, let's get to this. How much do they know about us? I mean, there's all kinds of internet fodder out there about they're spying on this and spying on that and collecting this and collecting that. Are they reading my text messages, Bryan? Are they reading my emails? What do they know?
Especially yours, Jesse. Let's be honest. You're a strange, dirty man. So let's take a step back and ask the question, what is the administrative state? And then who in America fits that description? So the classic description of the administrative state is an unelected bureaucrat who has profound power, who decides to use that power for their own aims, irrespective of laws and regulations, right? So the most infamous example is a guy that I know of, Aldrich Ames, who decided to spy for the Soviets. And when he was asked by the FBI why he decided to do it as a CIA officer, he said, because I know what's best for the nation's national security, and I am going to act on that. So that's an extreme example, but the idea here is that we have bureaucrats who think that they know better than everybody else, to include Congress, and they're going to do whatever the hell they want. So that, in a nutshell, is the administrative state, people who abuse their power. But there's another piece here that I want to talk about. Yeah.
No, go ahead. Please, keep going, please.
No, the other one that we definitely need to talk about today, after we tackle that first piece, is corporate America, big tech, using our cell phones and things to pick up our data. That actually is just as powerful, if not more so, because the federal government or the administrative state on that side is actually working in concert with these big tech companies, pulling down that big data when they can't get it through normal judicial processes to sort of go around the Fourth Amendment. So those are the two big pieces that I think we should talk about today.
Hold on. We're going to talk about the second one first, because now I'm extremely intrigued. The government is working with big corporations to get around, I'm assuming you mean like warrant requirements to gain information on me. What are you talking about?
They sure are. So what the U.S. government is supposed to do is that when they want your cell phone data, or they want aggregate data of a bunch of people in a neighborhood or a town or something, they, instead of going to courts, what they will do is it will go to private sector companies that suck up all the data from things like your cell phone or things like your computer. And that data, while they say it's anonymized, in other words, they don't know that it's Jesse's phone and it's Jesse's data, they can actually very quickly, the government can figure out precisely who that data belongs to. So this anonymous stuff is just silly. So rather than go to the courts, they can go to these data aggregator companies that exist all throughout the world. When you download an app, oftentimes the people who create that app will suck up a bunch of data, not just based on what you're doing with that app, but where your phone is at and what else you are doing when you browse for things. What are you browsing for? So all those apps are sucking down data of who you are. And then, of course, your internet service providers, your cell phone providers, the cell phone itself, all of those companies that are involved in that process are sucking up data, all the text messages and the emails and where you're going physically in your car every day. And that becomes really powerful because you and I, my friend, and everybody watching and listening, we are creatures of habit. We love routines. And so if the government can establish, or anyone, a company can establish what we do at any given hour or day, they can figure out not only what we've done in the past, but they can actually predict with pretty shocking accuracy where we're going to be and what we're going to be doing in the future. And so that's the power that I'm the most concerned about. Certainly, the federal government, we can get a hold of that through elections, potentially, or firing people, or the judicial process. But it's these companies with profound power. That, to me, is the big one. That's the scary one.
Don't miss Jesse Kelly Breaks History, The Forgotten Genocide. The first episode of a new series available now exclusively for First TV supporters. Visit the First TV app or thefirsttv.com to subscribe and start watching today.